I believe that the purpose of education is to provide students with the skills that are needed to contribute in society, as well as showing them that they can change the world around them as desired. I think that a good education includes basic lessons that teach students how to be part of a community and function in everyday life, as well as lessons that teach students about the community they will be living in. But I believe that the most important part of a good education are the various lessons taught through compassion and shared experiences. I have gone to Jefferson County Public Schools since preschool all the way through high school. I had a good experience in school. I did well throughout, and that when I did struggle, assistance was provided. Most of the teachers I had throughout the years would make time outside of class to help students who needed it. For me, school was a safe place where the teachers worked with students to help them all succeed. I lived in Littleton, Colorado until college. Littleton is part of the Denver metropolitan area and has a population of roughly 40,300 people. Littleton's population is over 90% white and only made up of 10% of other races. I cannot recall anyone from Littleton that does not speak English. Most Littleton families are between middle to upper class. Almost half of the families living in Littleton are married families with 2 to 3 children. All the kids that lived in my neighborhood went to school with me, and most have known one another since kindergarten. Where I grew up, front doors were often left unlocked and children were often found playing in the front yards. Despite the large population, I would say I knew my neighbors pretty well. I have encountered a handful of people I would consider wise, beautiful, and compassionate throughout my educational journey, but one sticks out in particular. Mr. Newson was a social studies teacher at Chatfield Senior High School. I had him 3 semesters in a row, all for different classes. Mr. Newson was a great teacher, but what I really remember about him is his compassion. Every Friday, he would put 10 to 20 minutes of class time aside for special thing. Special thing was when Mr. Newson would give you a small piece of paper, and on that piece of paper you would write down something good that happened to you in the past week, and then tape it to a drawing of your hand that was hanging on the wall. At the end of the year, you would have a piece of paper filled with happy things that happened throughout the year. After you taped your special thing to your hand each Friday, you would walk around the classroom and tell other classmates what your special thing was. Mr. Newson would also walk around the room and talk about everyone's special things, and he would also thank you for sharing your special thing with him. Mr. Newson made you feel like he truly cared about each of his students and wanted to share in their joy. Mr. Newson helped all his students to be a little more optimistic and showed them how to focus on the positives rather than the negatives.